Hello everyone, this is Taliesin McKnight. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Do what thou wilt. This is how Thalemites usually greet each other. Do what thou wilt. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. This is the center of Aleister Crowley's system of thelema. In fact, the word thelema is Greek for will. So even the word thelema is the Greek word for will. So the concept of will and do what thou wilt is the center of Aleister Crowley's system of magic and is the center of thelema. It is a focal point of the OTO, Ordo Templi Orientis. It is the center of the Astrum Argentum, or Order of the Silver Star. Aleister Crowley's AA. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Thou hast no right but to do thy will. The word of sin is restriction. Every man and every woman is a star. Love is the law. Love under will. We will take a look at these ideas because these, once you understand the meaning of do what thou wilt, then you will have a much better understanding of Aleister Crowley's system of thelema. Now, this is often misunderstood as meaning do whatever you want, do what you like. This is the misconception that is thrown around by students of Aleister Crowley. This is even sometimes misunderstood by Thelemites. And sadly, this concept is even sometimes misunderstood by so-called teachers, leaders, people that are supposed to be guiding people. I won't mention any names. This does not mean do whatever you want. Do what thou wilt does not simply mean, I'm going to go over here and kill somebody. I'm going to go over here and screw this man's wife. That is not what it's talking about. It is a reference to true will. Now, I'd like to pause for just a second. First of all, I encourage you to do your own research. Look it up for yourself. Don't take my word for it or anyone else's. You must always think for yourself and come to your own conclusions. I would also like to add that there is no one thelema. This is my interpretation, and this is the way what I'm about to talk about. This is the common interpretation that is had by leaders in the AA. So, although this is the accepted interpretation in occult circles, I won't go so far as to say that this is the way it is. Refuse dogma wherever it is found. However, this is the commonly accepted interpretation which I'm about to give, as you will find in these occult orders. But always think for yourself. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law, and the word thelema means will. Now, this doesn't mean simply do whatever you want. It is a reference to true will. True will. That is the will of your higher self. Your true will is your purpose in life. It could be considered the purpose for incarnation. It is your destiny. It is what you do in this world. That is an expression of your higher self, your true will. Therefore, true will could be seen as sort of the same thing as divine will. So when you speak of true will, you're talking about divine will. Aleister Crowley says that your true will is part of and therefore equal to the will of God. Therefore, if thy will be equal to the will of God, so shall it be. And there is the concept that if you are working in accordance with your true will, then the universe will open up doors. Synchronicities will occur. Doors will open for you so that you can achieve your purpose in life. When you begin to weave, the gods will furnish the threads. In the same way, if what you're doing is in conflict with your true will, then there will come restrictions. If you are going down the road of life and you are hitting the curves, then there is a chance that your HGA or Holy Guardian Angel, your higher self, is trying to explain that what you're doing is not in accordance with your true will. Now, to show further that true will does not simply mean whatever you want, the mind, the bodies, and the emotions are the three beasts that must be mastered, according to Aleister Crowley. Your true will is the spark of the divine will that exists within you. It is the will of the Holy Guardian Angel, the higher self, which flows through the component of mind, body, and emotions. The three vehicles, or varnas, of thelema, or will. Therefore, your true will is your purpose in life, your destiny, your purpose for being. It is the will of your higher self. The task of the Thelemite, the task of the student of Aleister Crowley, is to discover your true will and to accomplish that will. Now, sometimes when you're working, sometimes your true will come into conflict with social norms. That's why you have to do your will. Sometimes your parents, sometimes your goals are imposed upon you from outside. This is bondage and this is slavery. Aleister Crowley was very much against the gods of slavery and in bondage. It is the apotheosis of freedom and yet the strictest possible bond. Also, every man and every woman is a star. What does this mean? Every star has its own course in the heavens, and the stars do not collide. Therefore, every man and every woman is a star. We each have our own path in the cosmos, but our will never infringes upon the will of others. This is also shown in the writings of Aleister Crowley. He makes it quite clear that your true will never be in conflict with another person's true will. So he even talks about how if someone steals, they're taking away someone else's will to have property, and so they should be imprisoned, because since they have negated that right, that liberty, then it shouldn't exist for them as either. So every man and every woman is a star. The word thelema means will. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Therefore do your true will, the will of your higher self, your grand destiny in life. Your first task is to discover your true will. What is my true will? What is my purpose to be? This is the first task of the Thelemite. In order to discover your true will, you need to look at your personality, your attributes, your passions in life. That could be a clear example of true will. So if you can look at these things, maybe you can discover your true will. You have to discover your purpose to be, and then you should accomplish it. And like I said, according to Aleister Crowley, once you are working in accordance with your true will, the universe will open up doors for you. Things will line up and everything will be made right. Love is the law, love under will. When you are working in accordance with your true will, you are working in accordance with love. Now, what kind of love? Surely, to a certain extent, this refers to any kind of love. I mean, it's love in general. But in addition, there is also a distinct kind of love. In Greek, there are different terms for love, for different kinds of love. Philios is brotherly or sisterly love, like friendship love, which is where you get the word philosophy. Philosophia, lover of philosophy. So philos is friendship love. Eros is erotic, sexual, romantic love. It's where you get the word erotic. Agape is the Greek word for divine love. Agape. Now, the gematria, or the numerological equivalent of the letters in Thelema, equals 93. The gematria of agape, divine love, also equals 93. So you will often hear Thelemites say 93 or 9393. I mean, they will write that. So the greeting in Thelema, do what thou wilt, shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love under will. Sometimes when they write this, instead they'll just say 93 or 93/93, meaning Thelema and agape, which is do what thou wilt, shall be the whole of the law, 93, and love is the law, love under will, 93. So the task of the Thelemite is to discover your true will, your divine will, and to accomplish that will. Let nothing let you go off course from your true will. Each and every man and woman is a star. Now, another idea which I have not really talked about is your holy guardian angel, your higher self. Now, usually Aleister Crowley makes it clear that your holy guardian angel is your higher self, your divine self. It is a dualistic idea that there are two selves. There is the material personality, the ego, which is the vehicle for the divine self, the spark of the divine, which has access to higher knowledge, to power. The power is accessed through magic, and the knowledge through the powers of divination. There are many powers within the higher self, the holy guardian angel. Now, this can be a little confusing because sometimes Aleister Crowley spoke of the true will as something separate, distinct. So, knowledge and conversation with your holy guardian angel. You will have an increasing intimacy. Your goal is to commune with your higher self and to do your true will, to work that will. And that is what Thelema is all about. And like I said, Thelema means will. Anyways, that is a basic breakdown of do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Thank you for joining me. Once again, this is Taliesin McKnight, and have a great day.